everyone. Oh, here I go again, sounding like the nervous knitter. Hello, everyone. Okay, hi, how are you guys? I hope you can hear me. There's an AC over here to my right. There is nature sound abounding all around me. I am out on my deck again. It is a little cool, a little breezy, and there's just a little bit of humidity in the air. So if you see me wiping, that's why. It's not hot, it's just there's humidity. So how are you guys doing? This is Laurel from the Dabbling Hook, and today I have no wine. There's no wine in the house. Oh, I've got to take my gum out. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm having some lemonade passion fruit or something passion fruit. Mike's hard lemonade. It was in the fridge. It's been there for a very long time. I just got back from grocery shopping. Usual Saturday chore. I think after my last video, I was going through comments and somebody was concerned for me that I had my wine uncovered out here while my water bottle, has a cover on it. The wine didn't last long enough to be bothered. There weren't a lot of things flying around, thank goodness. Since I've been setting up out here, I've only seen one bee, so we're good. And there are ants on the deck as usual. But while I was setting up, I remembered that, and I remembered I had from last year's, I think it was the Underground Crafter, had the dishcloth crochet along that I participated in. I didn't do this year's, and I have a whole bunch of dishcloths, and in doing so, I ran across, this wasn't part of it, this is knitted. I ran across this dishcloth, and I forget what the name of it is. Maybe I saw it with Carrie on Carrie Penny's podcast. But anyway, I gave my hand a try at knitting this one, and I messed up here a little. But it's perfect for covering your wine glass, so that's what we're doing. Okay, I had to pause to take my gum out and to dab off the glisten. So, as I babbled on for quite a long time now, good 3 minutes, what are we talking about? There is really not a lot that I did this week. I don't know why. I think I was just in a lull. But I'm going to talk about acquisition. Well, it was a gift more than an acquisition. Patterns, pattern prices, and just some finished objects. So hopefully I'll be a little quicker than I was even last time. So first, I received a gift from one Penny Bolton. She said she wanted to do something for her favorite crochet folks here on YouTube. So I've seen this on a couple other people's videos, but she sent, I'm going to take it out here. Doesn't look like she has a store. She does have an email address, which I will put down below. But she sent, I'm going to take it off, a little key ring. Look at that, it says the Dabbling Hook, and it has the little purple, oh, wow, that was a ballsy, I feel like Kalisha. Hey, that bee just came right at me. Okay, I don't mind them as long as they stay where they belong, which is, on stuff other than me. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a little, charm on here that's a little skein of yarn. And then there's also a heart on there as well. Hopefully that'll focus, and if not, but it says the Dabbling Hook. How cute! That is going on. It's not going to go on my keychain. There's already too much stuff on my keychain. but it will definitely go on my bag that I take along with me everywhere. So thank you so very much, Penny. And hang on, I just dropped a card. This is the card that came with it. And so you can see her information, if this will focus. Okay. It says Pendais Designs, personalized metal gifts. And on the back, there's a phone number, so I won't put that on the screen. But she's out of Vermont, and I will put her Gmail below. I meant to, but I didn't email Penny to ask if she sells these things. So if you are looking, if you're watching this and you do, if you can do a comment below, so people will know if they can contact you. But thank you so very much. It's very nice. Oh, and it's nice and light too. That's what I like about it, because I don't like heavy things that weigh me down, or I can feel the weight pulling me down, like the chunky necklaces that people wear. I can't do that. I don't like feeling the weight on my neck, especially on the back of my neck. So yeah. So thank you very much, Penny. It's very much appreciated. Oh, I remember where I saw the last one. I wonder if are you the same one who did it for Rose? Might be. But the last one I saw was Summer, on Summer's channel, because I remember she mentioned the bag. She was a sucker for pretty packaging. So yeah, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. And it will definitely be on my bag. All right, so that's that. The other thing is fall. I'm looking at the trees right now, and I'm just seeing, it's still a lot of green, but I'm seeing all the yellows in there, and it's just so depressing. I sounded awful just now, but yeah, it is. I was on Tuesday on my walk into work from the garage or the parking lot. I just happened to look up, and this tree had like these really bright colored leaves on it. I'm like, oh. I took a picture of that. Depressing. I love the colors of fall. I absolutely, it's like my favorite colors. The golds, the mustardy colors, the yellows, the reds, all of it. I love it, but that's about all I love, because to me, fall means it's getting colder and it's going into winter. Anyway, whips. I have no active whips. I have whips, but I have no active whips. Yeah, there's nothing that I was actively working on that I had to put aside right now. So yeah, I need to, because I've been trying to finish up a couple of patterns, or updates to one pattern and 2 other patterns. Updates to, I'll just go right into it now. Updates to the Yvette shawl has been made, and oh, I'm just feeling nature today. Has been made, and Ravelry has been updated. By the time you see this, I will have updated Etsy. The other thing that will be out there is the headband I was wearing last time. I had started the pattern like a year ago, and when I found it, it was like, I think I had like 2 lines written just in a Word document. I had started it, never finished it. I don't know why, but by the time you see this, that will also be on Ravelry. I'm not sure if I'll have it on Etsy yet, but with that being said, wait, one other thing. The hat for the collaboration that I'm going to be part of, unfortunately, that is going to be only available through the collaboration for the month of October. It's exclusive because it was done for the collaboration, so for the entire month of October, it will not be available to anyone, but beginning in November, it will be available out on Ravelry and Etsy for anyone. So, having said that, I'd mentioned maybe like 2 or 3 episodes back that I was thinking of changing my pricing. I am updating patterns, adding better photos to some of them, trying to standardize my format, because some of my older patterns aren't in the more current format. I've even used a tech editor for the first time, not a cheap endeavor. I mean, it's not exorbitant, but it's not a cheap endeavor. And if patterns don't sell, you're right there at a loss because you've spent money that you're never going to get back. So with that, I will be changing my prices to a flat $5 for everything. Everything with the exception of the headband. The headband was $2 before. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. It might just be $3.50 for that. But right now, nothing's changed. But before the end of September, probably in like a week or two, I will, all the prices will be $5, with the exception too of the shell hat. Also has a cowl that goes with it, all in one pattern. That will most likely stay at $5.50. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically it. I will be changing my prices to $5 for everything. Right now I have a different price for the hat versus the any shawls and cowls. I don't know exactly why I did that. I'm sure I had a reason back then, but it doesn't make sense now. So also with that, and the release of the headband, which will be called a Shirelle headband, all my crochet patterns I name after family members. All women, obviously, because, you know, the guys aren't very interested in my thing, and I haven't really come up with a pattern that's just so specific to guys to name it after guys. So the Shirelle headband will be coming out by the time you see this. It'll be out, and that, along with all my other patterns, will be at 20% off until Saturday, next Saturday, the 7th. Until the end of the day, Saturday, the 7th, everything will be at 20%. So, one, before prices go up, and two, just taking advantage of a sale. Yeah, that'll be out there for you guys. No coupons needed. It's just, it'll deduct automatically. So, that's that. And now what? The other thing too, if anyone who sells on Etsy knows how, I haven't figured out how to put things on sale other than the whole store, because I have a couple of ready-made items, the F-bombs, out on Etsy that I don't want to put on sale. I just want the patterns to go on sale, and I haven't really futzed with Etsy a lot. I was contemplating not putting anything on Etsy. That's why only some of my patterns were there. But with everything happening with Ravelry and folks, you know, and with everything going on with Etsy, I'm also contemplating possibly looking into having my website, but there's a lot involved in that. People just think, oh, you have a website, you can do everything. No, there's a lot that goes behind that, as far as accepting payments and everything else. Are you going to come and say hello?
Kennedy's.
You have to say hello first. You have to come and say hello. Go
Kennedy's.
Stand behind me and say hello, otherwise go away.
Kennedy's.
There is no Kennedy's then. Yes, I bribe my children.
Hello.
Nope.
Yes.
You gotta look.
I'm on.
Nope. You gotta look into the camera and say hello, or there's
See.
absolutely no Kennedy.
Frames being dropped.
Don't matter. Don't worry about that. Stand there and say hello, or there is no. Nope. They have to see your face. Would you like to sit down? Come and sit down and say hello, or we're not going to Kennedy's. All right. Bye. I offered dinner. Well, I suggested dinner at a steak place, but since he's being a minion, that may not happen. So he just went yelling to Dad. Anywho, well, didn't feel so hot when I came out here first, but the humidity. I just realized why this has been in the fridge so long. It's not my favorite. Anyway, where was I? Oh, Etsy. So if you guys know how to just put patterns or certain things on sale on Etsy, let me know. That way I can do the same 20% on Etsy for the patterns. I have been slowly adding all my patterns that are on Ravelry, with the exception of the free ones, because I'm not putting that on Etsy. putting them on Ravelry, and I think I have 3 more to go. But yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So that's that. And excuse all the wiping. Okay, so finished objects. Before I do that too. So I was watching Rose, and I always marvel at how quickly or how many things she gets done. I want to see how you crochet. We need a little video of how you crochet and how quickly. I have one on my channel somewhere, but I want to see how you crochet because you are a bona fide speed demon. You pump out stuff like there's no tomorrow, so show us. Okay, finished items. I have, so last time I had shown the result of, oops, my, what would I call it? What's the word? My Marsha made me do it results. And I'd shown that I'd started one in really skinny yarn. Man, that was tougher than doing it in the regular yarn, let me tell you. But, oops, what is that? I finished little fancy dancy seahorse. Can you see that? I hope I have my computer out here with me, but there's such a glare on it from out here, so I can't really tell. And so this is the seahorse, and it's done in, how's that apple? Does this taste like steak? You gotta come say hello properly. Okay, he's a stubborn one. So this is done in Miss Babs. When you buy from her, she always sends a little sample of some yarn or other, and I forget what it is because I threw the tag away a while back. But, and then this is just some, I think it's DMC or one of those embroidery thread I used, and I used well, I don't know what size it was, the steel hooks. So, and that's that tiny little thing. Are you just here to bother me, or are you going to say hello? You must not want dinner, right? Okay. Did you wash that apple, or did you just bite into it?
It's not ripe.
It's not ripe? It's an apple.
Very soft.
Oh.
Gritty.
Oh. That from the bag?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too bad. That was an expensive bag. Okay, well, thanks for telling me.
I'm not enjoying it.
Okay. I'll have to figure something else to make with it. Are you done? Would you like to sit down? Yeah, I know you want steak. Here, have a seat. Introduce yourself.
It's my prison profile.
Oh my God, get up and go. Go away.
Hello. There, I did it. Now when are we going? Computer turned off.
It's not turned off. It's on sleep mode. Go away.
When are we going? I did it.
I'm busy. I can't give you a... Go away. Don't throw that in the yard. You're just inviting critic. Why are you here?
When are we going to Kennedy's?
Anyway. So, don't do that.
We're going to Kennedy's.
Don't do that. That's going to reverberate through the video.
I know. I'm a science nerd.
All right, this is number 5. Who was I watching? And somebody mentioned it might be nice to do it in the thicker blanket yarn. I don't know who it was, but I'm like, good idea. So I didn't do it in the blanket yarn. I had leftover from Thick and Quick, so I did it in that. And then, but I did use blanket yarn. The one I used in the big octopus and the big penguin. I have a little bit left, so. Totally. And I don't put the pipe cleaner in here because I can never get it to just stay there unless you glue it. It always ends up poking out, so I don't bother putting that in there. So it's, you know, it can hang out. It can be, of course she's going to hold the door. Okay. So that's that. Ruined my setup here. Next, I did another ubiquitous divine hat. This one is in, I had a cake. I think it's one of my original cakes of Karen cakes. The original, the one with the wool. Oh, why am I so itchy being out here? So I used that. I had, I think, 2 of those. I used one eons ago to make a shawl that my sister-in-law has. I think it was the Stingray shawl by Expression Fiber Arts. All of a sudden we have, crickets. There's one in my bathroom last night and it looked different, and now there's one. Ugh. I swear to God. Oh. Anyway. They're everywhere. I still blame Minion one. Anyway. I held it with the roasted tomato to make that. The roasted tomato is more on the pink side for sure than red. Yeah. It's like a washed out red, more on the pink side. Where did it go? I should turn on. It's on the grill, and I should probably turn it on and like blast it. Oh, I can't stand them. Yeah. So just a divine hat with Karen cake, the original cake with the wool, and the latte cakes. And then, which one did I do first? I did this first. I did a 2-button cowl, and notice how they look so different color-wise. The hat is so much lighter, but this, the 2-button cowl, I used, I guess, the darker parts of the, just so brazen now. Fucking crickets. The parts I used was more of the dark areas of the cake, so it just looks so different with the same roasted tomato. Oh, you know why? I also used with this the yarn I ended up buying on my trip to AC Moore, the Pound of Love in Claret. That also adds to the darkness. But this one also had a lot of the reds from the Karen cake. So, very different. So those two, and those two can go together, even though they're not really a pattern-wise, they're not a set. Okay, the other thing I made, which I'm really irked about, because I finished it at night and I didn't really pay attention to it, but it also tells me that I think I like using magic loop and knitting, because I don't have that problem. But I just did a regular, the beanie I was working on, which is the 5x3. So I finished that. But one, I went a little too pointy with the top. That was my fault. But my decreases, I can't talk. My decreases look very sloppy. And I know when I was using the double points, it was just not feeling comfortable in my hand, so I'm guessing that's what it is. Or maybe it's because it's decreasing next to pearls, because that's the only place I have the issues with it, is where I was decreasing. So it's sloppy, and I'm not happy. Look at that. I was going to try washing it to see if it relaxes everything a little, but they're just, yeah, I'm upset. I may just offer that at a discount to anyone interested at the time, if it even sells. Bummer. But I was at the top and I was like already sewing it in when I noticed, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Okay. I am babbling big time. Okay, I have a few, pardon me. I was working on, I got inspired for whatever reason when I was working on the Chirelle headband, which I should show you now. one, I have this cowl I started in Hometown, USA, and it's been sitting there for months because I ran out of that color and I couldn't find it at the store at the time, and it's just been sitting there. So I'm pulling it apart, and I just made a Kalina headband. And then I used some of it to make, this is the Shirelle headband. This is what I was wearing last time. The one I had looked different and a little funky because it was all the scraps that I used, all different colors, and I think that's what might have like really piqued your interest, I'm guessing, because it just looked different with all the scraps. It's one of my favorite ways to use scraps. My very first scrap project I did was a hat that I wore for like almost a year straight, and I just wore it out, and it was similar to those colors too. So this is the Shirelle headband that I was wearing. This is it in what is it, Karen Tea Cakes, and this is the yarn that was donated to me. And then out of that ball I had a little bit left, and even though the pattern, like I said, is written to a certain number of rows or rounds, you can make it whatever size you want if you want a thin one. So I had a little bit left, and you can see the slant in here. That is intentional because of the way the pattern works. I like the slant, so that's that. And then I have two more of them in this lovely green. It's in AC Moore's version of Hometown USA. They have, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting what it's called. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but it's their version of the Hometown USA, but it's in this lovely green color. It's like a tonal green color, and he's back staring at me. There's that one, and then there's a smaller version. So I love it. And my first set of headbands that I did sell at craft fair were these. I just never wrote up the pattern. And then last year was the Kalina headband and what I had left of those, and I think those are all pretty much all gone from my inventory. Okay, so while I was writing that up, I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can do a hat in it. And I did, but I'm not sure about it. One of the things with the headband is you can cinch it. Well, you can't really cinch the hat because, you know, you'll have a cinch front and not really. Something just occurred to me. I wonder if it'll work. But anyway, this is what I did. And down here is where normally it would be cinched in the headband, but you can't really do that for the hat. But the other thing I find with Hometown USA, there's not a lot of stretch to it. He's still lobbying. There's a sign in the window he's holding up. Anyway, so this is the first one I did, a hat based on the Shirelle headband. And then, I don't know if you can even see the difference in there, but this is the other one that I did. So this one has two different stitches in it, and you can see it better on the camera than in real life. But I did two of those. And it's funny, these are the same yarns, but just like when you buy yarns, the different dye lots can look different. Different batches in itself can be different because this is thick and quick, but this one is soft. There's a sign in the door that says God is watching me. All because of food. So anyway, this one is so much looser. Even with the Hometown USA, there's some colorways that are sturdy and thick, and some of them are very loose and pliable and flexible. This is the same thing. This is thick and quick. This one is just so stiff, and this one is just so flowy, and you can see it and feel it in the yarn. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for when you buy. Not just look at the dye lots, but look at how they feel and look as well. Not just the colors. but the texture of it as well. Because I made it, and one of them, they weren't the same size, and I had the exact same stitches and everything for the hat, but they just look so different. And looking at it, the colors are a little different too because they're different dye lots, but it's just, they look like they could be two different yarns almost, just the same color. So these I'm contemplating. I scribbled down the notes, but I haven't written them yet. All right, the last one, what did I do with it? Oh, I left it inside. I shall return. The heat must be getting to me because I didn't leave it inside. It's right there on the mannequin head. So the other one that I was working on is a knitted one, and you've seen it before. So it's again, a play on or take on my footbridge and the pebbles and pathways. I like that stitch. It's just, it won't leave my head. So I had shown last time this version. There's another version that I did that my sister and Minion said I was too close to the pebbles and pathways. So I've left that one alone. But I still like the stitch, and so this is what I did last time. I tried making another one. Doesn't look so good on the mannequin. And I couldn't even follow my own pattern, which is a problem with me. Every time I make something, I change something about it all the time, which is why it's really difficult for me to write patterns. And like I said before, it's difficult because I do things instinctively, and if I come across like an issue, I can figure out how to just work around it. But that doesn't work if you have to put it in a pattern, because you have to write it in a way that people are going to be able to follow. And yeah, my brain doesn't always work that way. But this is the second version that I did, and I completely messed up. You'll notice that this is a little shorter in the front. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like it more and more, but I was supposed to have 2 rows of pearls, and I completely was just crocheting and watching, I was actually watching Netflix, and I completely forgot. But I kind of like the back, but this is that's a very common pattern on hats, knitted hats, so it's not something that I put out there, but I need to fix it. I think I do like the two rows of pearls. I know Kim of Crafty Nomad doesn't care for pearls, but sometimes you just gotta. So I will be working on that, and it's a little puckered, and I figured out, I think I know why. There were a couple of rows that I missed or forgot to do. But yeah, so this is the same leftover yarn from there. And it's funny, it looks so much bulkier in crochet than in knitting. But yeah, I will be working on that one to better follow my notes. And I forgot to show one other of the Chirelle headbands. And this one, I had a little bit of the Karen cake and the roasted tomato. Is it roasted tomato? Of the latte cakes. And you see that this one, just where I got to all the reds in the pattern, or in the cake. So it's just all mostly reds. Yeah. So that is all I have. I'm still at 30-something minutes. Maybe when I edit out, I'll lose a few minutes. So just to recap again, my prices will be going up sometime this month, mid-month probably, or after the discount sale is over. And the Chirelle headband will be out there by the time you see this video. And my store, my Ravelry store, is at 20%. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that for Etsy. We'll see if that works. But on that note, I hope you guys have a great long weekend. We have no plans other than Kennedy's. Just hanging out and me trying to tidy up. I did tidy up all the sewing area. I had fabric everywhere, even though I haven't sewn in like a month. So I tidied that up. I just need to work on the yarn that's all over the floor. Yeah, that's all I have. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, I lied. Hang on. Oh, there's another thing I wanted to show. I shown him before, but this is Mr. Fancy Pants. This is my Echo that goes around everywhere with me. He is made with double strands of, is it Hirschner? No, Willow Yarns has, for their yarns you can buy sample packs. A lot of their yarns come in these like tiny, like the bonbon size yarns, so you can sample what they are. And it wasn't anything that really blew me away, but I took a couple of yarns and I double stranded them and I created him. So he's like merino silk, blah, 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 Mr. Fancy Pants yarn. And he usually is in my crochet bag that I take along with me everywhere. So Mr. Fancy Pants says hi. Yep, he's the smallest one I've made, and it was a struggle with such tiny yarns. All right, the other thing I forgot was I had seen this book. I think Kim, again, Crafty Nomad, had bought it, and I'm like, oh, it's 350 Crochet Tips, Techniques, and Trade Secrets by Jan Eaton. And I thought it would help me, you know, with designing, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. So I had said that I would, if I go through it and it wasn't exactly what I needed, that I would give it away. So I am giving it away. So this is the book. If anyone is interested, what shall we do? If anyone, oh, wow, I am all over the place today. The safety eyes from last time, those are completely gone. I actually broke it up into two. I know one person's already received it, but I had quite a bit of them, enough to break it into two. So the first two people who had emailed me were the ones to get that. So thank you for your interest, but they are gone. But if you are interested in this book, just the only way I pick things is through the comment below. So just so if you're interested, if you're just making a comment on the video, fine, but I want to know that you really want the book. So put down there 350 crochet. 350 crochet. That's what you need to have in your comment. So when I do the random comment picker, I will make sure to read whatever you say. That way I know you're really interested, that I'm not just picking anybody. So let me know. And on that note, I'm really going this time. Have a good long weekend, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.